Okay, all right. Okay, friends, I'm keeping the chat for everyone out here, but I request all of you do not spam the chat box. Do not send unnecessary messages. Otherwise, I will have to keep the chat only for the host. All right. Yes. So, friends, I first of all I welcome all of you to this amazing journey of Super Memory Master Level Zero. This is the 126th batch, something which we started long back in December 2020. And we have been constantly every single month, we are doing these batches. And almost 50,000 people have done these workshops. And you all are here. And I welcome all of you to this amazing journey of 3 days. Now, before I begin, let me tell you, it's a series of three different levels of workshops. This is level zero. Level zero is only for 3 days. After that, we have two more advanced workshops, level one and level two, but I'll be talking about that later and not today. My name is Bhuvan Danesha, and I'm really happy to see all of you. I request all of you do not send these greeting messages because it will disturb others, right? So let's keep the chat minimal out here in the chat box. And whenever I ask you, that time only you should chat because otherwise, there will be a lot of chat. There are more than 1,000 people out here, and we should respect, they are ensure that they do not get disturbed. All right. So today we are going to learn a lot of things. Tomorrow also you will learn a lot of things. Day after tomorrow also you will learn a lot of things. Totally, there are five main techniques which you will learn plus two bonus techniques. So totally there are seven techniques you will learn. On the top of that, there are three different assignments which will be given from our end on on at the end of every single day, which you have to complete before attending the next session. Third thing, you will also be getting three challenges, three super challenges which you all will be getting, and you have to ensure that you complete those challenges. And now, friends, let's first start with the introduction of our institute, World Human Development Center. Let me also introduce myself, and then we will go ahead with the session. So my name is Bhuvan Dhanesha. We are a part of an institute called World Human Development Center. We are based in Mumbai. We have our centers in India, Kenya, Mauritius, and many different places, even in Thailand. Our vision is to transform the world through love, peace, knowledge, and celebration. Our mission is that we want to establish 10,000 centers worldwide. We want to transform 60 crore people, and we want to create a team of 1 lakh leaders. We do seminars and workshops on variety of topics like relationship, parenting, entrepreneurship, success coaching, sales training, corporate training, meditation, yoga and healing, study skills, teenager leadership, kids personality development. There are more than 20 different workshops which we conduct online as well as offline, and more than 1,50,000 people have done our various workshops since the year 2003. And there are many schools and colleges who are associated with us. There are many programs which we do for kids, teenagers, even for corporate companies, for entrepreneurs. And these are the list of schools who are associated with us, like Jamnabai Nursery School, Mumbai, R.S. Junjunwala School, Vapi, Oshwal High, Nairobi, Kenya, Children's Academy, Mumbai, then H.B. Kapadia School, Ahmedabad, and even Mitibai College, Mumbai. And there are many educational institutes as well who are associated with us, and they have done these workshops for their students. And the founder of this organization is Mr. Latesh Shah. He has been awarded as World Peace Ambassador. He is the one who has created these all designs. He is the one who has trained all the trainers of World Human Development Center. All right. So what I do is, since there are many people who are messaging and people are getting disturbed, I'll keep the chat options only for host, only for host, right? So that was my request to all of you, that please don't send messages to everyone unnecessarily, but now I'll keep it only for the host, right? Okay. Now, friends, let me introduce myself. My name is Bhuvan Dhanesha. I'm the president of World Memory Sports Council for Maharashtra. I lead workshops of WHDC for all age groups. I'm an expert memory trainer with the experience of training more than 15,000 people led workshops in India, Kenya, Mauritius, and I can remember 300 to 400 words at a time. And I can even remember a book of 200 pages in 7 days. These are some of the pictures of me leading workshops in different parts of India and even outside India. The last picture which you see is with the former president of Mauritius, Mr. Kailash Prayag, when we had done the program for him and his team back in 2013. And July last year, I was appointed as the president of World Memory Sports Council for Maharashtra. And I do a lot of awareness and a lot of different championships in school level, college level, district level, city level, and state level in the state of Maharashtra. So this is about me, but more than me, more than our organization, you all are important. And for all of you, I've got two special instructions. If you want to take out 100% from this workshop, okay, how many of you want that you should be taking out 100% values, not even 100%, but 110% value from this workshop? How many of you want that? Now, if you want that, then there are two things to be done. One is which you all know that you have to be a learner. Everyone is a learner. That's why you have paid money and you've come here. But more than learning, what is more important is implementation. You will remember tens of things from here, but if you don't implement even one or two things in your life practically after doing the workshop, then there is no point attending this program. But if you learn and you start implementing those values in your studies, in your life, in your work, then this workshop will start helping you, right? And that's why it is very important that you should be a learner as well as an implementer. Okay. Now, so many things which I am going to disclose here are universal. You might get it on YouTube, you might get it on internet, or you might yourself know certain techniques. Okay. So then what is the point of you coming here? The point is that it's a workshop. It's not just about taking the information. It's about taking the information plus implementing that practically in your life, right? And that's why you should focus on learning plus implementation. So if you promise me that you are going to learn as well as implement, write LI in the chat. Write LI in the chat if you are going to learn as well as implement of whatever you are learning from me in these 3 days. Amazing, amazing. How many parents are here? Write P. How many parents are here? Please write P. Okay, amazing. I appreciate all the parents who've specially taken out time and who've come here for your child. Now, second thing, what you are going to learn, right? So, as I said, there are 5 main techniques and 2 bonus techniques. So let me share what are those bonus techniques, right? What are the main techniques and what are the bonus techniques? Today, first thing which we will do is to learn what are the 2 foundations of super memory, how we can transform our normal memory into super memory. So there are 2 foundations. I'll be talking about them. Second thing which I'll be talking about is the easiest way to understand and remember most difficult answers and concepts. How many of you are struggling with difficult answers, long answers, boring answers, and you don't know, you cannot understand them, you cannot remember them? All right. So I'll be giving you techniques for that. Okay. Then at the end of today's session, I will be giving you certain assignments which you have to complete before coming for tomorrow's session. Right. Then day two. Day two, the first topic is concentration boosting. How many of you are struggling with concentration? And you cannot sit at one place, you need to keep on changing your place, you get a lot of thoughts, your parents always keep on telling you that you need to concentrate, but you don't know how to concentrate, right? So how to concentrate? So that how there are certain exercises which I'll give you, certain activities which I will give you, which will help you to concentrate for 45 minutes to 2 hours, right? Then comes a very important technique tomorrow, a technique to remember list of 100 things in just 10 to 15 minutes. All right. So how many of you think that currently it is not your capacity to remember so many things? Hundreds of things in just 10 to 15 minutes. Currently, that is not your capacity. You definitely want to develop that capacity, right? So how to do it, how to develop that. So we will be talking about that tomorrow. Then comes day 3. Okay, today and tomorrow the session timing is 7 to 8:15, and between 8:15 to 8:30 I'll be doing question answers. But Sunday is the morning session, and it will be a 2 hour session. And if you miss the live session, you will not get the recording of that under any circumstances. So you have to attend it live. What are we going to cover on day 3? First thing, smart revision plan to score 5 to 10% more in your next exam. When is your next exam? Can you all tell me? Can you all write here? When is your next exam? I know many of you have just completed your exams. How many of you have just completed your exams? Just last week or maybe 2, 3 days back, you completed your exam. Okay, many of you have just completed your exams, and many of you are having your exams coming up in a few weeks or a few months. So this smart revision plan will help you. Second thing, the basic level of speed reading. Okay, so what is speed reading? How to increase your reading speed? What is your current speed of reading? We are going to discover all those things on day 3. Then there are 2 bonus techniques. Bonus technique 1, multiplication tables in 60 seconds. That is first bonus technique. Second bonus technique, which is my favorite technique, how to remember 100 countries with their capitals in just 6 days. All right. And on Sunday, you all will be memorizing 20 countries of Europe along with their capitals. How many of you want to do that? You want to remember so many countries with the capitals. So I'm going to give you a technique about the same. And using that same technique, you can remember a lot of things in your studies and in your day-to-day life. Right? And towards the end of the workshop, I'll give you the presentation of our advanced level 1 workshop. Okay, so that if you are interested, you can join that. So friends, that is one. Second thing, and the last thing which I want to tell you before I start today's topic, and that is, if you complete your assignments, if you submit your reports, and if our team finds that yes, you have done your tasks properly, you will get certain medals with your name. This is the medal of day 1 task. If you complete the task, you will get this medal with your name. This is the day 2 medal which you will get if you will complete your task. This is day 3 badge which you will get if you complete your task. And if you are a consistent person, you can also win this trophy with your name if you complete all the tasks of all the 3 days. Everything will be digital. You will get a digital copy with your own name. Okay, where to submit the task, what to do, everything I will share towards the end of today's class. So friends, with this, we all are ready to go for the first topic of the day, and that is 2 foundations of super memory. So let's first talk about the first foundation. So, have you heard about photogenic memory? How many of you have heard about photogenic memory? Photogenic memory or photographic memory, right? What does it mean? So, in very simple terms, if I have to tell you, photogenic memory means whatever you see, whatever you watch, whatever you read, it can get registered in your mind like a photograph. Have you seen when you click a photo and it gets stored in your files in your mobile? After a few years, if you open that file, don't you think the photo will stay as it is? It will not become blur. If there were 3 people in that photograph, will it be like that 1 or 2 people will automatically get deleted from that picture? No, they will stay as it is. That's called photographic. That's called photogenic. Now, how to develop that memory? First thing, we all had that photogenic memory since our childhood. When we were a small child or toddler, or maybe even smaller than that, you must have seen that we remembered our mother tongue. We remembered everything in detail, whatever was there in our surrounding and in our atmosphere. How we were able to do it? Because we were using that photogenic memory. And as and when we grew up, we started taking stress. We got a lot of occupied in thoughts. We started taking pressure. we went into fear, we went into emotional disturbances, and as a result of that, our photogenic memory stopped performing, right? And because of that, we are not able to use it. How many of you have realized that yes, this is what has happened with me? My photogen, the way I used to remember things earlier and the way I'm remembering things like right now today, it is too different, right? Especially the parents and the working people will agree with me. So can we reconnect to our photogenic memory? What do you think? Is it yes or a no? Can we again activate our photogenic memory? Do you think so? Yeah, I'll give you an example. There was a pilot who came to our workshop. I'm talking about something which happened 6 months back. He was going through certain anxiety. As a result of that, he used to remember, used to forget a lot of things. Tomorrow, I'll give you the concentration booster activities, right? He started using that, and there is one mudra. I'll teach you one mudra tomorrow. With the help of that, his concentration started improving a lot. His thought level, his negative thoughts started calming down, and he was again able to remember things better than before. The same thing I'll be teaching you tomorrow. Now, let's again go back to, okay, for all of those who are saying that, sir, why you are not speaking in Hindi? It is an exclusive English workshop, which was said in our website, in our ad, wherever you find. We have never mentioned that this is a Hindi workshop. It is exclusively English program because there are a lot of people who are not only from India, but even from outside India. Secondly, we have a Hindi version of the same workshop, which we are also going to do at the end of this month, right? Whoever is not comfortable with English and they want only a English program, only the Hindi program, you can connect to the group admins and they will add you into the Hindi batch, right? So that's the clarification which I wanted to give you. Today's program and this 3 days program is only in English. Okay, so now let me show you an extraordinary person, Stephen Wilshire. Okay, have you heard about him? He is known as the human camera. Now, why he is known as the human camera? So there is a story behind it. What is his story? Now, he is a person who visits a different city which he has never visited before. He will take a helicopter ride. He will see the city from the top. Then he will lock himself inside a room and he will take a landscape. He will take a big drawing paper like you see here in this picture, and he will start drawing the city. Once he will complete his drawing, and if you compare his drawing with the original city, you will hardly find any difference. All the roads, bridges, buildings, the windows of the buildings, even the gates of the buildings will remain as it is. And that's why he is known as the human camera. Now, don't you think that capacity even me and you are having? The answer is yes, we all are having that capacity. He is using the first foundation of memory, which most of us are not using. Any guesses what foundation I must be talking about? What is he doing differently, which we are not doing? He is going around in the city which he has never visited. He is seeing everything from the sky, not even from the road side. He's seeing everything from the sky, and he is remembering as it is because he is using the first foundation, which we used to use when we were a child, but now we are not using. And that answer is, that foundation is nothing but observation. Observation is the first foundation of memory. Observation is the starting point of all the memory techniques. Everything, every memory technique, if you learn from me or if you learn from anywhere else, the base point is observation. No powerful study technique or memory technique or speed reading technique can be learned and mastered without the art of observation. Observation is that important. Now tell me one thing. Are you observing the way you used to observe as a child? Yes or no? First question is that. The way like a child you used to observe, used to remember everything naturally, okay, automatically. You are not doing that. What is the reason? Why you are not able to observe the way you used to observe before? What is happening with you? What is happening with you? Why you are not able to do it? Okay, tension, stress, says Shamika. Thoughts, says Harsh. Distractions, correct. Busy in work, okay. Overthinking, anxiety, less time, change in mentality. The reason is very simple. We are occupied into lot of thoughts. Mind is occupied. Mind is not in present. And because of that, you are not observing. How many of you have seen you are walking on the road, your friend is passing by, but still you are so much in your thoughts that you don't recognize your friend. And he will pass you and you will not even realize, right? You've kept your mobile somewhere. You've kept your specs on your head only. And you are searching the whole house. Where are my specs? Where is my mobile? And that was there only. Correct? Now, why is it happening? Because we are into a lot of thoughts. Second reason why is it happening is this triangle box, this rectangle box. How many of you are spending a lot of time on this gadget? Okay, a lot of time, and you feel that I don't want to, but you have no other solution. You end up touching your mobile even while you are sleeping. Just before that, you are using it. After waking up, the first thing which you do is to see how many messages are there, right? You have also kept that application to know how much screen time did you do, but nothing is helping you. Because of that, what is happening? We are not observing the surrounding. We're not observing the real world around us. We are not observing the things. Okay, let me do a small exercise. Okay, do you know what is the color of the clock which is there on your wall? Don't see that wall right now and tell me. Do you remember what is the color of the clock which is there in your surrounding? Wow, many people are able to say. Okay, how many of you are not getting it? Right? Be honest with me. You don't know what is the color. So many of us, right? Okay, forgot. Although you are watching time every single day. Now, see, there are 12 okay. Uh, there are 12 numbers written on the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do you remember in your clock whether the numbers are written in English or numbers are not written and only the lines are given? What is that? Do you remember? Do you remember? Wow. All those who remember, it's good. Many people are not remembering. They are saying, Sir, we don't remember. How many of you belong to that? Sir, I don't remember. Right? See, your clock. You watch that clock at least 5 to 10 times a day, and still it is not happening. Now, tell me one thing. Now, see, many people have watched and then they are saying that, Sir, this is what it is in the clock. Now, let's do one more experiment. Now, tell me one thing. The room where you are sitting right now, how many objects are there? Can you tell me how many objects are there in the room? Okay, many is not the answer which I will take. Many is not the answer. 8, 10, 12, 15, 50, 0, 100, infinite. Okay, let me tell you, you'll be shocked that the room where you're sitting right now, although I've not seen that room, but I can guarantee one thing, that there are minimum 2000 objects in that room right now. How many? 2000 objects minimum. All right. And now let's see, and 2000 such objects which you can clearly see. Not talking about those tiny, minute, particles. Clearly visible 2000 objects. So what I'll do is I'll give you. Let's play a game. Let's do an activity. It's known as the human camera activity. Okay. Do you want to see what is your current capacity of memorization? What is your current capacity of observation and recollection? Where do you stand with the standards of human camera? So let's do this activity of human camera. Okay, so it's got 2 rounds. Every round is for 1 minute. Okay, so round number one is for 1 minute. And in this 1 minute, you have to go around in your room and you have to start observing each and every object, and you have to count how many objects are there. Now, you are not supposed to be remain seated in your place. You have to compulsory get up, okay? And you have to take a tour of your own room, not the full house, only one room, right? So you get 1 minute, you have to get up and you have to start observing and counting how many objects are there. And your 1 minute starts now. Please start, everyone. Okay, last 20 seconds. Okay, time is up. Time is up. Okay, now directly let's go for the second activity, second round. Okay, do not write how many objects you have seen. Now let's go to the second round. For that, you need a book and a pen. Quickly take out a book and a pen. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Quickly take out a book and a pen. Now, round number two is I'll again give you 1 minute. And during this 1 minute, you have to make a list of all the objects which you have observed without looking back at those things again. Everything is stored in your human camera. Now recollect it. Now I know in 1 minute you cannot write everything, but whatever you remember, you can write. And your 1 minute to note down everything in your book, not here in the chat, but in your book, 1 minute starts now. 30 seconds are over. Danika, you have to just make a list of all the things which you have observed. Last 20 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Okay, time is up. Time is up. Now, tell me how many objects did you write? How many objects did you write? Okay. Now, remember this number 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever you have written is your current capacity of observing and recalling in 1 minute. You have to do this activity for 7 days. Every day take a new place and do it for 1 minute each. So total 2 minutes. And compare your day 3 score with today's score. Clear? This is how you have to do. And we will, if there is an improvement, that's a sign that your human camera, your photogenic memory is performing better. All right. Now let's go to the second foundation. Second foundation, for that, I'll give you one example. Novels or storybooks. Have you ever read a storybook or a novel? Okay. Someone is writing that he had lost a book which he got today while he was doing this activity. How many of you found something which you had lost while doing this activity? Wow. Okay, okay. So that's why things don't get lost, friends. We get lost in the thoughts. Things are there only. Okay. Storybooks and novels. Okay. Which is the last movie which you have seen? Which is the last movie which you have seen? Now, tell me one thing. Third thing is study books, storybooks. We read them, but do we have the intention of memorizing the story? Do we have the intention of understanding the story? When we go for a movie, do we go with the intention of memorizing it? Do you tell your friends that tonight I'm going to go and memorize this movie with my family? Does it happen? It sounds so funny. We don't go with the intention of understanding and memorizing a movie or a storybook. But at the end of it, don't we end up understanding and memorizing it? Right? We end up understanding it. We memorize it. We can describe that story to someone who has not watched that movie. Yes or no? We can describe it as if you are the writer. We describe, and while we are describing, in our mind, that scene gets played as it is, as if you are watching it right now. Isn't it wonderful ability of memorizing? But when it comes to study books, tell me, what is your intention of reading a study book? What is your focus when you start reading a study book? What is your focus? Your focus, your intention is to memorize whatever is written, to understand whatever is written. Yes or no? But at the end of it, do we really understand and memorize the study books as well as the way we understand and memorize storybooks, novels, and movies? Isn't it contradictory? Isn't it funny? Right? When you have no intention of memorizing, you are in fact memorizing it better. You are in fact understanding it better. We don't have the intention of memorizing books and movies. Now, my question to all of you is, if we understand and memorize storybooks and movies without focusing on understanding and memorizing, do you want to understand and memorize your studies also without focusing on understanding and memorizing? Do you want to do that? Yes or no? If yes, if your answer is yes, write DCT. DCT means dream come true. Dream come true. DCT. If yes, then you need the second foundation of super memory. Any guesses? What is the second foundation? Second foundation is something which we are doing in our movies, in our storybooks, which we are not doing in our studies. And that is visualization. It's not about enjoyment. It's not about interest. It's not about concentration. It's about visualization. How many of you have seen that when you read a storybook, right from the first sentence, you feel as if you are a part of that story, as if it is happening live in front of you, or it is happening on you, or you are doing it? Don't you haven't you seen this? Yeah, yeah. So it means that it is the real power and the real secret of memorizing. What is that? Visualization. And how to visualize? Why visualization helps? Because visualization triggers your emotions. When you see a movie, how many of you have laughed? How many of you have cried? How many of you have felt happy, felt sad, felt brave, felt scared? All the emotions while you are watching a story in front of you. It's a fake story. You know that. Still, you get connected with the story because of the visualization. Visualization triggers your emotions. Whatever triggers your emotion becomes your long term memory. Should I repeat again? Whatever triggers your emotion becomes your long term memory, right? But the problem is in our studies, there is no story, there is no emotion, there is no visualization. And that's why it is difficult to remember whatever we are studying. Even if we are studying again and again and again and again, and we end up doing one thing. What is that? Mugging up everything, right? So, what to do? So, the solution is there is a technique. That technique will help you to create visuals of all the theory subjects. Imagine you are reading history, you are reading science, you are reading economics, or maybe you're just reading a document. If you are a working person, you're just reading a document and you are able to create a visual of all of that as if you are reading a storybook. Do you want to learn that? Okay. Do you want to learn the art of creating such kind of visuals almost in an automatic process so that that visual can help you remember things? So we'll go for that. Let's learn that technique. Before that, I want to tell you something. Okay. I want to tell you something. Now, I'll do an experiment with all of you. Ready for an experiment, everyone? Ready for an experiment? For all of you, if you still have the doubt whether the visualization works for me or not, let's do one experiment. Okay. The experiment is simple. Biology. Let's say there is a topic in biology, and the topic is what are the different parts of brain, and what is the structure of brain, and what are the names of the different parts of brain. If you want to understand and remember that in just 90 seconds, do you think that is possible if you are not from the biology background, or if biology is a difficult subject for you, or even if biology is a favorite subject but you are getting introduced to this particular topic for the first time? Do you think in 90 seconds understanding the brain structure with the names is easy? Do you think it is easy? No, right? But do you want to make it easy? Do you want to make it easy? Let's do it. So let me help you with a small visualization technique. Let's do this experiment. Close your eyes, everyone. Close your eyes, everyone. And now I'm giving you a situation. You to imagine that you yourself are in that situation. Getting it? Let me repeat. You yourself are in that situation. All right. So the situation goes like this. You were walking on the road. Close your eyes and imagine this. You were walking on the road and you saw a brain mall, a mall in the shape of brain. So it is known as the brain mall. Okay. When you went inside the mall, there were 3 floors. Okay. First, ground floor, middle floor, top floor. First, you went to the top floor. And on the top floor, you saw that number 4 is written. You open the door and you meet 3 people. First person is your friend whose name is Sarah, and Sarah is playing the drums. Second person whom you meet is Thalaiva Rajnikant. You know the superstar Rajnikant? He's also known as Thalaiva Rajnikant. And third person whom you meet is a hyperactive child. Then you go to the middle floor. And on the middle floor, table tennis court is there. And you start playing table tennis with your friend. TT, table tennis. After a while, you go to the ground floor. And on the ground floor, Jai Hind is written. Jai Hind is written. And you again meet your friend Sarah. But this time, She is ringing the bell. She is ringing the bell. And her mother is standing beside her, and her mother's name is Mrudula. And suddenly Mrudula jumps inside the pond and starts swimming. Open your eyes, everyone. Open your eyes, everyone. All right. Did you enjoy visualizing this? Now, you know what? What you've done? You have memorized the structure of brain. Okay. How? You want me to decode this? So let's go for it. So you were walking on the road and you saw a mall. The mall, what was the name of the mall? What was the name of the mall? The brain mall. Okay, it was in the shape of brain. How many floors were there in that mall? How many floors were there? 3 floors. What was the number written on the top floor? 4. Correct. Which two words were written on the ground floor? Which two words were written in the ground floor? Jai Hind. Okay. Now why so? So why there were 3 floors? Because brain has 3 parts. Topmost part is known as forebrain. That's why on the top floor number 4 was written. Middle part is known as midbrain. And the bottom part is known as hindbrain. And that's why Jai Hind is written. Do you get the hint? Why these names are given? All right. Now, this is you and you are watching this. Now you went on the top floor. On the top floor, you met 3 people. Who were those 3 people? Who were those 3 people? First one was Sarah. Sarah was playing what? Sarah was playing drums. Now you all must be wondering why Sarah is playing drums? Because on the forebrain, the first part is cerebrum. Okay, cerebrum. Then you met Thalaiva. Thalaiva means thalamus. Then you met hyperactive child, means hypothalamus. Easy, cerebrum, hypothalamus, thalamus. On the middle brain, in the mid floor, what game you are playing? What game you are playing? TT. TT means table tennis. T means tectum and T is tegmentum. Tectum and tegmentum. That's why you are playing table tennis on the middle floor. And on the ground floor, you meet again Sarah, but this time she is ringing the bell, means cerebellum. Hindbrain, cerebellum. Her mother's name is Mrudula, means medulla. And she jumps in the pond, means pons. So this is how you remember the 3 parts of brain and the names of internal parts, right? How many of you enjoyed this? How many of you enjoyed doing the same biology in this way? Don't you think if I teach this complete technique to you, you can also create such visuals of very technical part of your studies? Yeah. So now this is something which I'm going to teach you throughout next 3 days. Okay. So there are 2 techniques which I used while explaining this brain mall. 2 techniques. One technique is something which I'll teach today, and one advanced technique I'll teach you on day 3. Do you agree with me that we should not directly jump into the advanced? We should take baby steps, step by step, right? So today I'll teach you the basic of it, and the advanced we will cover on day 3. All right. So by the end of day 3, even you can create such kind of visuals in your mind for your difficult things. All right. So uh, so let's go for the technique. So the name of the technique is IWM. IWM means imagine with me. It's the easiest way to understand and remember long answers and concepts, right? Now, paragraph. So this method works in these 7 things. Okay. Paragraph form answers, pointer form answers, notes, theory subjects, concept clearance, documents, and agreements. What is your biggest weakness in all these 7 things? This method works in these 7 things. What is your weakness in these 7 things? People are writing all. Okay, okay. So for all of these, IWM method will help you. Now, this method is not applicable for maths, accounts, formulae, chemical equations, dates, numbers, law sections, codes, practical part of physics and chemistry, and remembering names. It is not applicable for this. For that, there are some other techniques. Okay, so are you clear where this method will work and where it will not work? Basically, whatever is in the descriptive format, comprehensive format, a lot of reading material is there. Over there, this method works. If something is specific, let's say some name, some mobile number, some chemical equation, some formula, very specific. For that, this particular method doesn't work. You need some other method. Okay, so let's go and let's learn the method. Okay, name is IWM, full form is imagine with me. So what we do is, when we are reading or when we are listening to a topic, in our mind we have to imagine three different situations. Getting it? You don't have to imagine each one of the situations, any one of the three situations, one at a time. What are these three situations? Situation number one, I'm doing it. I'm the one who is doing it. Situation number two, it is happening on me. I'm not doing it. It is happening on me. And situation number three, it is happening in front of me. Okay. These are the three situations. Please note it down. Please, everyone, note it down. Please note it down or take a screenshot. Okay. Now, now let me tell you, let me give you some examples. So there are two steps. First, let's go for step number one. Let me give you some examples. So history, I'll give you examples of different subjects. Okay, history, geography, science, biology, economics, polity, civics, very different examples. Okay, so let's first start with history. Dandi March. Do you all know what is Dandi March? It's a famous incident. Okay, it's a very famous incident. So Mahatma Gandhi started the march from Sabarmati Ashram. They went up to the beach of Dandi to break the salt law. Right? Easy. Now, when you are reading about it and you want to use the IWM imagine with me technique, what you have to do is you have to imagine situation number one. What is situation number one? I'm doing it. So you have to imagine that instead of Mahatma Gandhi, it was you. It was you who started the Dandi March. You started it from Sabarmati Ashram. You were walking and some motivational song is going on in the background. You reached the Dandi beach and you took the salt in your hand. Then you clicked a selfie and you uploaded that selfie on your social media account. Yeah, it's you. You are not reading about Mahatma Gandhi. You are reading about your own self. You are imagining it as if it's a storybook. It will definitely register in your mind. Let's say if you are reading about World War One, you know, what is the best way of remembering about World War One? Situation number three. What is situation number three? It is happening in front of me. How would I imagine World War One? I would imagine that I'm sitting in Wankhede Stadium. I'm sitting in Wankhede Stadium in the commentary box, and the World War One is happening right inside the pitch, in that cricket pitch, and I'm giving a live commentary of the World War One. How many of you would love to imagine that way? You are giving a live commentary in the commentator box in the Wankhede Stadium. You will never forget about it. Okay. Situation number three, it is happening in front of me. Okay. Now, geography. How many of you find geography boring and you want to add some spice in geography? Okay. So I'll give you one example. Climatic conditions of Uttarakhand. Here, you can imagine situation number two. What is situation number two? It is happening on me. So I will imagine that I stay in Uttarakhand. I stay in Uttarakhand. And whatever the writer has written about the climate, I'm feeling that climate right now. Let's say if the subject, the topic is different layers of earth. Now, can you imagine earth like a coconut? How many of you can imagine earth like a coconut? Coconut has different layers, and you are breaking that coconut, and each part is the different layer of earth. Don't you think you will remember it very easily? How many of you agree with me that if you imagine earth like a coconut? Okay, now, so that is, situation number one, I'm doing it. Science. How many of you find science difficult? Let's take the example of photosynthesis. Now, do you know what is photosynthesis? Again, it's very popular. It's the process of plants producing their food. Now, for those who don't like science, it is so boring. But what if you imagine situation number one? I am doing it. Imagine that you are the plant. Can you just close your eyes right now? Even if you love science, and even if you don't love science, can you just close your eyes? Imagine you are a plant. You are growing from the roots, and you are cooking your food. You are making pizza. You are making noodles. You are making whatever you like using all the elements which a plant use to create their food. Okay, how many of you loved imagining that way? Right? How many of you loved imagining that way? You are that plant. You are growing, right? And this is how you can make any process so simple. Let me give you one more example. How many of you struggle with processes in biology? And for that matter, there are processes everywhere, right? In law, there is a process. In audit, there is a process. In economics, there are processes. In physics, chemistry, there are processes, right? So let me give you an example of process of digestion. Digestion. Okay. Now, listen to me carefully. Rather than you reading about how the food goes inside, what if you imagine situation number one, I am doing it. What if you imagine that you are that food? Can you imagine yourself as a tiny bite of food, tiny bite of vada pav or burger? Can you imagine that way? And imagine that you are entering into the mouth of a giant human being, as huge as Statue of Unity, as huge as a Statue of Unity. And then you are going in this tunnel, isn't it like a tunnel? You are going in this tunnel of digestion process, and you will remember everything easily. Okay. Yes, for Anuj, for the practical, for the theory part of physics, it will work. Now, let me give you one more example. Heart. Hearts, how the blood is transported in heart. Do you think it is difficult to visualize blood transportation in heart? How many of you agree with me? It is difficult to visualize blood transportation in heart. Can I give you a simple trick? Ready to listen to the simple trick of how to make it easily visible? Imagine heart as a city. Imagine heart as a city, a heart-shaped city. And blood transportation is the metro line. Nowadays in all the major cities of India, metro has started. Imagine that the blood transportation is that metro line. So it's the metro train which is passing in that heart city from one place to the other, and all the different parts, different destinations are the names of the stations. And this way, it will become very easy for you to imagine, visualize blood transportation into heart. Loving it? Yeah. Now, economics. How many commerce students are here? How many commerce students are here? Okay. Now, in economics, some people find it very easy. Some people don't find it easy. How many of you belong to the category of those commerce students or CA students who find economics either difficult or boring? who find economics either difficult or boring. Okay. Now, do you know why you find it boring or difficult? Do you want me to give you the reason? The actual psychological reason? The reason is because economics doesn't have any human emotion element. It is very technical. There is no human emotion added into it. And that's why it becomes boring for you. So what you have to do is you have to add a certain human emotion. Let me give you an example. Okay. Example is law of demand. Okay, there are so many different laws in economics, right? Law of demand, law of supply, law of diminishing marginal utility, and so on. So, law of demand. So, can we imagine? Can you imagine a Kirana shop? You know, Kirana grocery showroom. Imagine a grocery showroom which is there in your area, and and imagine that you are owning it. You are the owner of that, and then you read about law of demand. Let's say you are reading about partnership firm. What are the advantages of partnership firm? Imagine you and your friend started a small partnership firm, a small restaurant, or a small startup, and then you think about partnership firm advantages. Similarly, in law, companies law, imagine that you are establishing a company and you have to, you are going taking all the legal actions for that, and that's how you remember it. Okay. And polity, how many UPSC aspirants are here? Oh, that's great, Divyam. It will be easy for you. How many UPSC aspirant and those school students who have civics? Let's take the example of roles and responsibilities of a sarpanch. So let's imagine that you are that sarpanch and you are literally, following those roles and responsibilities, and that will become easy for you to remember. So I'll give you more examples in the later part. Now let me tell you what are the steps. Step number one, I gave you a lot of examples. Read with IWM any of the three situations. Step number two, which is equally important, after reading it, close your eyes and re-visualize everything. If you are able to visualize everything, okay, if you are able to visualize everything when your eyes are closed, what does it mean? That's great, Anurag. What does it mean? Whatever you have read, you used IWM, you closed your eyes, and now you are able to revisualize the whole scenario. It means three things. You have understood the concept, you have remembered it, and you are also able to recall it. Okay. So these are the three stages of learning: understanding, remembering, recalling. Okay. It is happening naturally. So here we go. Please take the screenshot of this. Okay. Step one, read with IWM. Step two, close your eyes and re-visualize everything. Three situations. Number one, I'm doing it. Number two, it is happening on me. Number three, it is happening in front of me. All right. Now, I give you 2 minutes right now. And in 2 minutes, you have to take a difficult 8 to 10 line answers. Take a 8 to 10 lines answer, or if you don't have a question answer format, take a topic, not a long big topic, 8 to 10 line topic. Can you quickly select it? Write S once you select. Write S once you select. Okay. Now all the people who have any questions, 8:15 to 8:30, I'll be answering all the questions. Okay. So don't worry. I'll be answering all the questions. Okay. Now what you have to do is in 2 minutes, you have to use these steps and apply these steps in that difficult answer and see how it is working for you. Okay. And then whatever difficulties you have between 8:15 to 8:30, I'll solve them. So your 2 minutes to remember this. Okay. Now, second thing, if you are someone who's not a student, okay, then you can take any article from some newspaper, or you can take the book of your child, or if you are having any books which you need to refer in your profession, you can take that book as well, right? So your 2 minutes start now. So select any 8 to 10 line topic. Sai, select any 8 to 10 line topic and use IWM in that. Use both the steps. Go step by step. It worked, says Gagan. Great Gagan. Keep it up. 1 minute is over, 1 minute to go. 14 line answers. That's great, Bhadwaj. Super Pranav, Ritvik, Indrayani. It works. It's worked. Okay. All right. Close your eyes and revisualize. Those who have not, those who are still doing it. Very fast. Super. Okay. I'm opening the chat for everyone. Right? How was it for you? Everyone. Write it to everyone. Super. It's Sanskriti, Lovish, Anand. Helped a lot. That's great. Great, Nadia, Anushka. It works. All right. Okay, how many parents, working people, you are not a student, still you applied and it worked, right? P or W, right? P or W. Wow, so many. Can we have a huge round of applause? Hey, students, can we have a huge round of applause for your parents and those who are not students, working people? They are also putting efforts. Okay, they are again connecting back to their memory, their photogenic memory. Can we leave a heart for them? No, if you get a icon of heart, emoji of heart, leave a heart for them. Encourage them because they feel their memory is not working the way it used to work before. Let's prove them wrong. Let's prove that yes, even you are a super memory master. See, friends, see, parents, these youngsters are appreciating you. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. I'll again, just a minute. I'll again write it to, I'll again allow chat only with the host. Now, I know there are some people who feel that, sir, it is not working for me. Okay, see, it's my duty to address both the kinds of people, those who are saying it is working and those who are saying it is not working. For all of them who feel that it is not working, let me first ask you two questions and then I'll tell you the solution. Question number one, to those who feel that it is not working. First question, did you take a theory subject? Did you take a 8 to 10 line subject or a where you tried to memorize a specific name, specific term, specific one word, specific number? If you try to do that, this method will not work. I already told you. I teach that method on day 3. Okay. Remembering poem word to word, it will not work. Okay. So don't see, as I said, it should be a descriptive topic where it is readable. You need to read a lot, there it will work. For specific things, what to do, I'll teach you on day 3, not now. Second question to all of you, those who are feeling it is not working. Okay, my question is it working better than your traditional method? Is there an improvement as compared to your traditional method, even by 5 to 10%? My question to only those who feel it is not working. And be honest with me. You can say no, I'll not feel bad. Yes, you all are saying yes. That means it is working for you. but you are expecting really very high, you will meet that expectation, but you need to keep on practicing. Okay. And whoever is still saying it is not working for you, don't worry. Between 8:15 to 8:30, I will allow you to unmute and I will tell you to share your question where or that topic where you wanted to apply IWM and you are not able to apply. And I will give you a live solution of what are the ways through which you can apply IWM even in that question. Sounds good? Sounds fair? Yeah. So I'll be helping you between 8:15 to 8:30. Now, I cannot take each and every query, but I try to take at least 8 to 10 different queries. So you have got some variations. How many of you want me to give you some variations of IWM? Apart from this, is there any other variation? Is there any other way out? How many of you want me to give you? So yes, I'll do that between 8:15 to 8:30. So my sincere request, although the session officially gets over at 8:15, but you should stay till 8:30. How many of you will stay till 8:30? Because nothing to lose. When I'm solving other people's query, in fact, you are getting enlightened, right? You are getting newer ideas. And that's what we all are here for. All right. Now, friends, before I go for the question answer round, the last part of today's session. Ready for the last part of today's session? Yeah, last part, last 5 to 6 minutes, where I'm going to give you the golden secret of day one. So every day I'll give you a golden secret of memory. So today I'm going to give you the first golden secret of memory. So the first golden secret of memory is related to understanding. Understanding. How many of you feel that understanding is one of the biggest challenges you are facing currently in your studies? Understanding is one villain, which is the stumbling block for you in the success of your studies, especially when it comes to difficult subjects. What is understanding? First of all, tell me, what is understanding? See, we all have been told since our childhood, understand and study. Right. So we all have been told, right? That understand and study, understand and study, understand and study, समझ के पढ़ो. लेकिन समझना यानी क्या? What is understanding? Has anyone told us ever? No. Everyone will instruct you, but no one will tell you what is understanding. Now, understanding means, according to me, understanding means the biggest secret of understanding is understanding is equal to visualization. Okay. When you visualize, when your brain is able to visualize that concept clearly, that is the moment of understanding. How many of you have used these terms that the picture is clear in my mind? Have you ever said this to someone, or have you heard someone saying this, that the picture is clear in my mind? I'm sure you must have heard someone. When will someone say that the picture is clear in the mind? When will someone say that the picture is clear? When that person understands. All getting it? So understanding means visualization. Now, let me tell you, when you go for a movie, you don't try to understand. Understanding happens naturally because you are focusing on visualization. Similarly, in your studies, the more you focus on understanding, you will feel that much stressful. How many of you have realized this? The more you try to understand, when you force your brain to understand, you end up getting into stress and pressure, because understanding is not in your hand. Understanding is a natural process. Getting it? Understanding is a natural process. You can't do anything about it. But if you focus on visualization, understanding will happen automatically. So the golden rule, the golden secret of the day, please note down, is stop focusing on understanding. Start focusing on visualization. Let me repeat one last time. Stop focusing on understanding. Start focusing on visualization. Clear? This is the first secret. Okay, there are two more secrets which I'll give you tomorrow and day after. Now, before I take the question answers, let me tell you, I'm going to give you three super challenges. Are you ready to take up the challenges? These are a bit difficult. They are not easy things. It's difficult. It will literally challenge you. Ready for the challenge? So today I'm giving you the first challenge. Remaining two challenges, we'll talk about them tomorrow. Okay. So the first challenge, let me tell you, it is the most difficult challenge. And the challenge is tonight, after completing the class, till the time you go to sleep. Tonight, when you complete the class, till the time you go to sleep, you have to do this challenge, and the challenge name is No Gadget Challenge. What is the name of the challenge? No Gadget Challenge. Means they're not supposed to use mobile, computer, tab, any kind of gadget, not even a TV, not even television. Only for tonight, not for every day. You can directly use all the gadgets only tomorrow morning after waking up. Okay. If you are ready to take the challenge, write CA. CA means challenge accepted. Write CA. Parents, if you are ready to take the challenge, write CAP. Challenge accepted by parent. Okay. Working people, write CAW if you are ready for the challenge. Now, those who have the classes, meetings, or some other things, take the challenge after completing that task. Clear? Take the challenge after completing the class. Plus, those who are taking the challenge from right after the class, you will get 30 minutes free time where if you want to use the gadgets, if you want to message someone or whatever you want to do, you can do. But after 30 minutes, your challenge will start. Now, why I'm giving you this challenge? I will not answer today. I'll answer this question on day 3. But trust the process. If you want to take out maximum from this process, take this challenge. All right. Now, assignments. You know, I've shown you certain medals. If you want to earn the medals, plus I told you, focus on learning plus implementation. If you want to do that, then there are two assignments which you want to do. You need to do. Assignment number 1, human camera activity. You know, that's something which we did in the beginning. Same thing you have to do in some other room. 1 minute for observation, and second minute you have to make the list. Now, the list which you make, that list you have to submit to us. How will you submit that list to us? Tomorrow between 2:30 to 3 p.m., the WhatsApp group will be open. And during that time, you have to send the photo of the list which you have made on the WhatsApp group with your name. Why you have to send that list? Because tomorrow when you teach when I teach a new technique, in that technique, this list will be important. It will be required. So you have to send that list between 2:30 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Which list? The human camera activity, which we did today in the beginning, round 1, round 2. So round 2, we make the list, right? That list you have to submit between 2:30 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow between 2:30 to 3 p.m., the WhatsApp group will be open. Right now it is only for admins. Tomorrow for half an hour it will open. Okay. Yes, Rashmi, 1 minute to observe, 1 minute to make the list. Okay. Now, second task is you have to do 5 difficult answers through IWM Imagine with Me method. Okay, 5 difficult answers. Now, don't take a specific one line or one word answer. Take a descriptive answer. Okay. Now, yes, 2:30 to 3, Dhanvi. By mistake, it is written 2 to 3, but it is 2:30 to 3. Now, if you say that, sir, I'll be there in my school, then ensure that your parents are a part of the WhatsApp group. And on behalf of you, they are sending that list. Okay. Time limit to complete all the both homework is 3 p.m. After completing it, you have to fill up the Google form. If you fill up the Google form, then only your name will be there in the medal, otherwise not. Second thing, send the photo of the activity number 1 in the group between 2:30 to 3. I already explained this. Now this whole thing, these all instructions will be shared on the WhatsApp group in some time. So you can take the picture from that. Now, Bhagya, yes, instead of 5 answers, you can take 5 topics as well. You don't have to send the answers, Zayan. Okay. No need to send any challenge activity number 2. You don't need to send any answers or anything. Okay. With this, we complete today's class, and now we'll go for question answer round. How many of you enjoyed today's session? How many of you feel that yes, it's really worth attending it? Initially, you were skeptical, but now you feel that yes, you are in the right place. Okay, this is just one first day. I've gone very slow. Tomorrow onwards, my speed will increase. I'll teach you more techniques. Okay, so be ready for that. And if you feel that yes, it works, it is something which is going to help you, don't hesitate to follow me on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle. You can simply click on that and you start following me. I share a lot of quality content on Instagram on a regular basis. I do a lot of live sessions on variety of topics. I'm very active on Instagram DM. Okay, so I'll be your study buddy. Stay in touch with me. Okay, now, now friends, with this, we officially complete the class, and now I'll be taking the question answers for all those people who found IWM difficult to implement practically. So I'm here for 15 minutes. I'll take certain answers from you. What I want is whoever is allowed to unmute. When you unmute, you have to directly tell me that, sir, this is the topic where I wanted to apply IWM and I was not successful. Or this is the question. I don't want you to explain in detail. Be very specific. Why? So that we can utilize these 15 minutes and we can take more queries. Don't explain in detail. Just give me the title of the question and I'll give you various different ideas, crazy ideas. You will love it. Okay, different variations. So let's go for it. So whoever has a query, simply write IWM. Okay, and whomever I allow, that person has to unmute and that person has to just tell me the name of the question. That's it. Don't explain more. Okay, Prabjot Kaur. Prabjot Kaur, unmute yourself and tell me. What is your query? Which question you were applying and you were not able to apply? Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Sir, actually, I was applying in the photosynthesis light reaction process.
Okay. So it's a process. So is it a theory part or was it the practical part?
Sir, it was complete theory.
Theory. How many steps are there?
So approximately 5 to 6 steps.
Okay, 5 to 6 steps. So let's make it very simple. Okay, Prabjot. Now, first of all, can you just quickly tell me for first 1 or 2 sentences of the first step? Please unmute.
Sir, there it was written like light dependent reactions take place on the thylakoid membranes. Then the inside of the thylakoid membrane is called the lumen and the outside is known as the stroma.
Super. Now, I think you are not struggling with the process step. You are struggling with the names. Am I right? The names are difficult for you to remember.
Yes, sir.
Right? So if that is solved, you will be able to remember the whole process very smoothly. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, as I said, Prabjot, how to remember specific names, I'll tell you on day 3 and not today. Because that is the technique which I'm disclosing on day 3 and not now.
Okay, sir.
But if your problem is remembering the actual steps minus the names, okay, actual steps, then what you can do, let's say there are 5 steps. Imagine that there is a 5-story building, a building with 5 different floors. Okay, so in the first floor, step 1 is happening. So situation number 3, it is happening in front of me. So you can imagine that you went on the first floor and the first step, whatever is written, it is actually happening in front of you. Second step is happening on the second floor. Third step is happening on the third floor, and so on. So when you want to recall the same process, you can close your eyes and mentally you can take the journey of all the 5 floors. And that will become very clear for you. Now, remembering the names of it will take on day 3. Easy, Prabjot?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, try doing it. Thank you. Okay, now, so see, this is one variation. Variation number 1, whatever number of steps are there, you see a physical structure of it. Either if there are 5 steps, you see either a 5-floor building or you see 5 different roads or you see a train with 5 compartments, or you see a big house or a bungalow with 5 different rooms. Okay, this is the first variation where the steps are converted into physical structure. Okay, and you are simply seeing it. Don't you think it is so easy? It's very super duper easy. Okay, now I'll give you second variation also. Okay, next person, Devam. Devam, please unmute yourself. Be very specific with your question. Yes, Devam, go ahead.
Sir, French Revolution.
Okay, okay. So, all right. So again, you are facing the issue in the names. You are facing the issue in the events, the sequence of the events.
Sequence of the events.
Okay, all right. So what I would suggest you, Devam, what first thing which you need to do is you are reading it in the paragraph form, right? From the
Yes.
textbook or from the guide. Now, whatever, let's say there are 7 to 8 events. First was this event, second was this, then this happened, then this happened. Then the way we see in the movie, right? Every
Yes, sir.
event is linked with the previous
Yes.
event. So you have to create a small flow chart, a very small flow chart. That pehle ye hua, then this happened, then this, only the keywords. Okay, that is the first thing you do. Second thing is all the characters which are there in that event. Instead of those characters, you can see yourself and your friends. Okay, or you see Bollywood or Hollywood or South hero heroines inside that. So imagine that instead of some particular king, Munna Bhai MBBS is there and Circuit is there. They will
Yes.
do the French Revolution. How will they do the French Revolution? It will become so funny for you.
Yes, sir.
Try doing it and let me know tomorrow. Give me your feedback tomorrow. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Which standard you are in?
9th.
9. Okay, all the best, Deva. Okay, so this is the second variation. What is the second variation? Listen to me. What is the second variation? Instead of, if there are 5 to 7 different events or 5 to 7 different steps, okay, for each step, you see a real human being who is performing that step. Imagine, let's take the example of, okay, how many people are here from the medical background? You are doing your MBBS or something related to medical. Medical, oh, lot of people. Okay, so let's say that the topic is how a vaccine is approved and what are the steps of creating a vaccine. So there are multiple steps, right? Multiple different tests, multiple different steps. So what you can do, let's imagine that there are 10 steps. Okay, for each step you can see one cricketer. So the first step is being performed by Virat Kohli. Second step is being performed by Rohit Sharma. Third step, KL Rahul. Fourth step, Jasprit Bumrah. Fifth step, Rishabh Pant. Okay, MBBS students. How many MBBS students love watching cricket? If you love watching cricket, you are an MBBS student. Mix both of them. If you love watching movies, you are an MBBS student. Mix both of them. Right? If you love watching cartoons and you are an MBBS student, mix them. It is Shinchan who is doing it. It is Doraemon who is doing it. It's not you. How many MBBS student would love to do it that way? Don't feel, sir, वो तो सब बच्चों का काम होता है. Internally, we all are children, and that children needs to be entertained. That child needs to be entertained. Then that MBBS journey will become interesting. Do you agree with me? Otherwise, that will be a big headache for you, right? Make it interesting. So second thing is people. Add people. First variation was add physical structure. All right. Now let me give you the third variation. Are you guys enjoying this question answer round? I'm sure you are getting a lot of value. I'm sure many of you are understanding that this question answer round is as important as the first 1.5 hour, right? First 1 hour, 15 minutes. So tomorrow also you should stay till the end. Okay. Third question, IWM. Rushikesh. Rushikesh, please unmute yourself. Be very specific with your question. Rushikesh, yeah, please tell me.
Sir, I am facing the problem of advantages and disadvantages of friction.
Friction. Okay. How many advantages are there? How many disadvantages are there?
Sir, there are about 4 to 5 advantages and disadvantages.
Okay. Okay. Can you just tell the first advantage and first disadvantage? Only the title.
Sir, one can walk on any surface due to friction between the soles and shoes and the ground. And the disadvantage is, sir, it tears the shoes and it produces heat energy and it get damaged.
Awesome. So now let me give you a simple solution. Okay. Now see advantages and disadvantages or distinguish between. Okay. So it's like India versus Pakistan. All right. Or it's like, Ronaldo versus Messi. Or it's like, a greatest batsman versus greatest bowler. So what you need to do is, it's very simple. Let's take the example of Ronaldo versus Messi. Okay, so you can imagine that Ronaldo is wearing that shoes, and whatever were the advantages that is happening with Ronaldo, whatever are the disadvantages that is happening with Messi. Okay, or whatever are the advantages are happening with Rohit Sharma, whatever are the disadvantages are happening with Babar Azam. Getting it? So you have to create two different, characters in your mind. First person के साथ सब अच्छा हो रहा है, everything good is happening with him, and दूसरे person के साथ सब बुरा हो रहा है, right? So this is how you can do it. So that's a third variation, especially for advantages, disadvantages, distinguish between. So the opposites basically. Okay, Rishikesh, all the best.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So let's go for the another question. Araf. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name in a wrong way. Yeah, please unmute yourself, Araf.
Sir, explain how needs are transformed into laws.
How? What is transformed into laws?
Needs.
Needs. Okay. So how many points are there?
5.
5 points. Can you say the first point?
The parliament is the supreme law-making body of a country. It makes laws on matters of state, defense, and revenue.
Okay. So now see here what you can do, Araf, is you can simply see this same thing happening to you. It's happening with me. So you are in the parliament, okay, and you are seeing the people who are making some kind of law. So whatever is written, you see you are physically there in that place. You are in that parliament. Okay, if you don't know how the parliament looks, just do a Google search of how the Indian parliament looks. Okay, and simply be in that position. The way we saw in that brain mall, right? You were walking in that brain mall, you went on the third floor, then the ground floor, and all those things. Similar thing you have to do for it, right? So, so you were talking about civics, right, Araf?
Yeah, civics.
And you don't like it, or you like it?
I kind of enjoy it.
You enjoy it. Okay, then it's good. Imagine yourself doing all those things, right? Thank you. All right. Now, last 2-3 questions, and then we'll complete. Okay, Vidhi. Vidhi, please unmute yourself. Tell me. Vidhi, you need to unmute yourself.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
So my question is regarding distillation. It's to pharmaceutical engineering. So in this, the first paragraph is written over there. Distillation is a process of separating, purifying the components in a liquid mixture, and it use vapor liquid equilibrium relationship in which we use relative velocity and the components present in the mixture. We use the two liquids and mix together. They may be miscible or non-miscible in all proportions. Such miscible liquids are known as binary mixtures. So these are the paragraphs.
So what difficulty are you facing in this paragraph?
So the thing is this, I can't be able to imagine exactly how it is happening. Like you asked us now to imagine the situation or to be visualize it. I won't be able to visualize the pattern.
Right. But I'm just okay. Yeah, Vidhi. See, it's why it is happening. I'll tell you, because it's a definition. All right. Now the problem with definition. Why definitions? Okay. Before I answer this, how many of you struggle with remembering definitions? Okay, and some of you are having a lot of definitions. You know, friends, my advanced level students, we do once we complete our advanced level workshop. So we have a 14 days workshop. Once we complete that, we take weekly challenges. And one of the weekly challenges which we do is remembering 200 definitions in 1 week. And they do it like this. After that, if we take that test, they can say any definition from anywhere. Now, let me give you a secret of remembering definition. Okay. Definitions are difficult to visualize. Many people feel that we can't remember the definitions because we need to remember them word to word. How many of you have this belief that you need to remember definitions word to word? And that's the reason why it is difficult. Now, I disagree with that. Why? Because we remember all the songs word to word, right or wrong? Right? We remember all the songs word to word, whether it is Kesaria, whether it is Pasuri, whether it is, Despacito. You don't even know the meaning of that word. I mean, that language. Still, you can sing in that language. So, problem is not remembering word to word. The real problem with definitions is that the sentences of the definitions are too long. If you see, you can just see other part of your studies, the sentences are shorter. 7 words, 8 words, 10 words, maximum 12 words. But in definitions, the sentence go up to 15, 20, 25, 30 words. And that's where the struggle starts. Your brain at one point of time can take only 7 to 8 words together. The sentence is longer than that, it becomes difficult for your brain to visualize it. So Vidhi, step 1, what you should do is, this definition, you should cut it into 3 to 4 mini sentences. Step number 1. Clear? 3 to 4 mini sentences. Then read each mini sentence one by one, and each mini sentence try to visualize. Then second mini sentence, then third mini sentence, then fourth mini sentence. Then you try to visualize everything as it is. You will be surprised that yes, you have already learned the definition word to word. That is first thing. Second thing, on the top of that, I would suggest you to create some kind of flow chart, because it's a long and a complicated definition. Better to convert it into a flow chart, and then after converting it into the flow chart, then you read it normally. It will become easily visible for your mind, and visualization is equal to understanding. So Vidhi, you can try it out today and let me know tomorrow your feedback. Okay, Vidhi? Clear? All right. Okay, last question for the day, and then we'll complete. Viteshwar Kamurti. Viteshwar, please unmute yourself. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, question is nature of rainfall in Brazil.
Nature of what?
Nature of rainfall in Brazil.
Okay, okay. It's very simple. You can imagine that you are in Brazil and it is raining. Now, let's say there are 5 to 6 points into that. So either you can imagine that there are 5 different roads in Brazil, and in the first road, whatever is written on the first step, that is happening. On the second point is happening on second road. Third point is happening on the third road. That's how you can imagine. Second way is that you are going there in Brazil like a media reporter, okay, and you are doing a weather reporting, and you are on the TV camera and you are explaining that how in Brazil everything is happening. You have to internally imagine that way. So that way it will automatically create a visual for you, and visualization is equal to understanding. Okay, try it out, and tell me.
Sir, but in the answer they have given the numbers.
Okay, numbers, and in the sense, okay, how much rainfall is there? It is given in the numeric form.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So see, apart from that, whatever theory is given, you can use whatever I told you just now. When it comes to remembering numbers, okay, there are techniques for remembering numbers also, but I'm not covering those techniques in this 3 days class. I cover it in the advanced program. So you can remember it the way you have been memorizing it beforehand. But for other things, you can use IWM the way I explained right now. Clear, Viteshwar?
Okay, sir.
All the best. Okay, friends. So with this, we complete. I know many questions, many people's questions I was not able to answer, which is practically not possible because there are so many questions, but I tried to give you different variations. Whatever explanation I have given, try it out. Okay, whatever difficulties you have, now you've got a lot of variations. Try it out, and then you tell me tomorrow whether it is working for you or not. Definitely it will work. One last thing which I want to tell you before we end the class. First of all, thank you so much. Till 8:37, more than 750 people are still here. That's a great sign, right? What I would like to tell all of you is that if IWM is working for you, even if it works for 5%, even if there is an improvement by 5%, okay, always remember, if something is working for you, you need to work for that thing. Means you need to practice it regularly. And how to practice? You should do 5 answers a day for minimum next 7 to 10 days. 5 answers, 5 topics. Okay, develop that habit of doing it regularly. Become comfortable. Your brain should become comfortable. Your brain should accept the technique. And once it accepts, you develop confidence in that technique. And then your difficult things will start becoming easy. All right. Tomorrow we are working on concentration. We are working on remembering list of things. Even if there are 100 things, how can we remember it in just 10 to 15 minutes? All of that we are going to cover tomorrow. Attend it live. Remember your no gadget challenge. And okay, someone is asking about chemical formula and everything. So let me tell you, those things I don't cover in this 3 days program. I cover in the advanced program. The reason being, there are a lot of techniques. Okay, I cannot give you everything in the 3-day class. Certain things are very advanced. I cannot give you unless and until your basics are not clear. So this program is only for the basic techniques. Okay, and if you like it and if you want to go ahead, you can definitely go ahead for my advanced workshops where I disclose the remaining techniques. All right, thank you so much. All the best for your no gadget challenge. And yes, once you get the medals tomorrow, do share it on your story, especially on Instagram, and do mention me. I will reshare that story. And be in touch, and let's make our study our buddy. Thank you. See you all tomorrow. Goodbye. Take care. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot.